Hey, this is Samantha here from RecipeThis.com and the voice behind the popular Kitchen Gadgets podcast, Magic with Gadgets. Today I wanted to show you how easy it is to reheat fast food in the air fryer. Last night we headed out to the local shopping centre here in Portugal and I visited McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Hut and grabbed lots of food so that I can show you how to reheat it in the air fryer. We will be reheating pizza from Pizza Hut, fried chicken from KFC, fries from both KFC and McDonald's, McDonald's chicken nuggets and burgers, and much more. As well as this, we have more than 1,000 kitchen gadget recipes over at RecipeThis.com. From air fryer recipes to instant pot recipes to slow cooker recipes to soup maker recipes, plus bread maker recipes and many others. I recommend you head over there to check it out after watching this video and find your perfect recipe. Okay, when it comes to reheating food, one thing I get asked a lot about is the food safety. Can you actually reheat this food in the air fryer? Is it going to give you food poisoning? And what you need to know before reheating? Well, the number one thing I would suggest that you consider is that when you buy food from an establishment such as McDonald's, Burger King, KFC and such like, has the food already been reheated when you purchased it? Because quite often during quiet times, food's left out and it's often needed to be reheated. If this is, say, a chicken burger, this will give you a higher chances of getting food poisoning because the chicken has already been reheated at McDonald's, so then when you reheat it again, it's past the rule of meat should only be reheated once. So that's something to bear in mind when you've bought fast food and you want to reheat it. So best to get the food from McDonald's during busy times when you know it's not being sat around for hours. Another thing to consider is how long the food's been left out from the point of you purchasing it to the point of when you're reheating it. As in, I would never recommend reheating rice that's been left out on a barbecue or at a potluck because it's more likely to be high in risk of food poisoning. So just be careful. And if in doubt and you do want to reheat food, and that's your plan ahead of time, is to aim for vegetarian food over meat food. So this is our box from KFC that we got last night, and inside there is our pieces of fried chicken and our hot wings. I'm going to show you first how to do the regular fried chicken. The note, when we've done it for Recipe This before, we've actually frozen it and cooked it from frozen. So if you've got some KFC chicken and you're thinking, right, I've had enough KFC for a while, I'm going to dump the leftovers in the freezer, then into the freezer just place your KFC chicken leftovers once they're fully cold, and then place them in a Ziploc bag, and then you can load them into the air fryer following our instructions here. And then of course look on RecipeThis.com and search for our KFC chicken for the cook times, because you'll need longer with frozen compared to nicely thawed. So then once you've got your chicken ready to go, you can spray it with some extra virgin olive oil. This will help with the crisp on it, though you can also do it without the crisp. It's up to you how you like your KFC chicken. So then place the basket back in the air fryer. Right, so we are going to go in with a temperature of 160 Celsius, that's 320 Fahrenheit. And then we're going to start off with 8 minutes, because then we can check on the chicken and see how much longer it needs, because you don't want dried out chicken. And then press start. And we've beat. So let's check on our fried chicken, shall we? And wow, let's check on it, shall we? So I'm just grabbing some drumstick here. Check to see if it's piping hot. And it is. So as you can see, that is reheated fried chicken in the air fryer. And even though we're demonstrating here with KFC, you can do this with any type of fried chicken. Just make sure it's similar sizes to ours for the cook times and temps to be correct. It's just wonderful reheating a pizza in the air fryer. And let's say that you've ordered takeout, you've had your pizza delivered, and by the time it's got to you, it's no longer piping hot. You can simply open up your pizza, decide which ones to air fry, and then reheat. I'm actually going to go with this one because out of a few different ones that we got from Pizza Hut, that was the one that Dominic wanted. So I'm going to put this on first for Dominic. So then, it depends on the size of your air fryer. I could probably squeeze 2 into this air fryer basket, but you know, it's easier just to do 1. And how often do you end up reheating pizza because you had a pizza the night before and you didn't quite finish it? So by putting 1 in is fine, but you could probably fit in 2, and you can fit in obviously a lot more in the air fryer oven. So let's place the basket into the air fryer unit. So set the temperature for 180 Celsius, that's 360 Fahrenheit, and then the cook time for 4 minutes. They'll reduce that down to 3 minutes if you've got a thin crust, because they won't take as long. And it's baked. Wow. There you go, there's your pizza. Very, very hot to touch, which just shows that it's ready. It's piping hot and it's perfect. I mean, it's up to you how you like your pizza. I was always one that would microwave my leftover pizza in the teens and then serve it with some tomato ketchup or some mayonnaise. But you can have it just like that and save on washing up, serve it in a napkin, and then you don't have a plate to wash up. So next on the agenda is some standard fries that you've previously cooked that you want to reheat in the air fryer. I'm using KFC fries because they're a little bit thicker than Mackie D's, so you'll be able to see how the cook time compares and to see how you like them. For any fries that you are reheating in the air fryer, I recommend that you spread them out in the air fryer basket, give them a spray with extra virgin olive oil, and add any extra seasoning that you want to have with them, and then they are ready to air fry. So I'm going to start with a temperature of 160 Celsius, that's 320 Fahrenheit, and a cook time of 5 minutes, and then we can check on the fries and see if they need any longer. And we've baked. Let's check on these fries, shall we? And wow, these are absolutely lovely. There's no doubt these aren't reheated because they're absolutely so hot on touch. And the crisp on them is fantastic too. I would absolutely say that if you've got a thicker cut of fries or typical like steak chips, to give them a bit of 2 or 3 minutes longer, but when they're smaller fries like this, they really don't need long at all. And then you can reuse the containers that you originally had your fries in. The note, this is not McDonald's or KFC, and you don't have those amazing scrapers for it. So this is when I make an idiot out of myself. But who cares, because these are absolutely delicious French fries that you've reheated in the air fryer. And you can do what you like with them. You can season them up, you can add cheese, melt some cheese on them, and just enjoy. So these are the hot wings that we picked up from KFC last night. I ended up queuing and waiting for a good 20 minutes for them because they hardly had any left. And you know, they wanted to replace it with chicken, with proper fried chicken instead, and I'm like, no, I want to show people how to do hot wings. So these are the hot wings loaded in to the air fryer. I think what they've done is they've given me more of the other things because that wasn't a traditional hot wing, so I've just taken that one out. And these are your classic hot wings, and they're ready for air frying. I recommend a bit of a spray with some extra virgin olive oil because this will help crisp them back up again, so you don't have that horrible microwave batter kind of texture to them. And then place the basket back in the air. So you want to set the temperature to 180 Celsius, that's 360 Fahrenheit, and you want to do a cook time of 5 minutes. This is because these are thawed and not frozen, and you don't want to end up overcooking them and drying them out. So let's get our hot wings on. And we've beeped. And wow, it smells lovely in here from all these hot wings. And also this will work with any type of leftover chicken wings. It doesn't have to be hot wings. And then put a knife through it so that you can see if it's piping hot. And then touch the knife, that is red hot. And those hot wings are ready to be served and enjoyed. Right, so back into the McDonald's bag, we have some Maccadee's fries. I actually got a large portion because I wanted to show you what they were like to air fry and reheat, and I was worried that the kids would eat most of them, so I thought I better get a large portion so there's a little bit more than what I would normally air fry. So what I recommend you do is you load your McDonald's fries into the air fry basket. Note that McDonald's fries are very thin compared to a lot of different fries, so they do not require long to be reheated in the air fryer. You need to give them a good spray with extra virgin olive oil, because this will help bring the crisp back to them, because otherwise they'll be like the disgusting microwavable fries that you do, where they're all soggy and you think to yourself, why on earth did I put these in the microwave? So then, place the basket back in and we're ready to set the time and temp. So we're going to start with a temperature of 160 Celsius, that's 320 Fahrenheit, and a cook time of 5 minutes. And then we can check on the fries and see if they need any longer. We've beeped. Okay, so on touch, these fries are reheated, but I find that to prevent the sogginess, what you really need is to go in with an extra spray and an extra minute of cooking. This stops them from being soggy like the microwave and just gives them that little bit extra. And then I recommend turning the temperature up to 180 Celsius, 360 Fahrenheit for this, or if using a Ninja Foodie they don't get as hot, so go up to 200 Celsius for that. And we've beeped for the final time. Wow, those fries are absolutely fantastic, and even though they're piping hot and it's burning me to touch them, I just like touching them just to feel just how crispy they are and how amazing the air fryer is for reheating McDonald's fries. And then once you're done, you can load them up into your Maccadee's fries container or just serve them on a dinner plate. When I'm having fast food, one of the great things about it is avoiding the washing up, you know, so by pouring them back into this, you can save yourselves any washing up and then just enjoy them. So this is our bag of Maccadee's that we brought back last night. It's been in the fridge overnight. And first, I'm going to be showing you how to reheat McNuggets. So let's see, we've got a full bag there with a box inside of the McNuggets. And let's see how they do in the air fryer, shall we? So grab your air fryer and load up your nuggets. You want to spread them out wherever possible, because that helps with the crispiness on them. So now what I recommend you do, though not everybody does this, is to spray your nuggets with extra virgin olive oil. This just helps get the crisp on them better, because otherwise you can end up with soggy nuggets like you would if you reheated them in the microwave. And then place your nuggets. So to reheat McDonald's nuggets in the air fryer, you're looking for a temperature of 160 Celsius, 320 Fahrenheit, because you want to reheat them, not cook them. And then you're looking for a cook time of just 4 minutes, and then press start. And we've beeped. Oh wow, they smell good. I love chicken nuggets. Did I ever mention that? So what I like to do is I like to chop one in half and then open it up, and then to check to see if it's reheated properly, put your finger on it like that, and if it's piping hot, as in if you put your finger there for more than a second, you'll end up burning yourself, then you'd know they're cooked. Well, I would say they're just very slightly under, so I'm just going to put them back on just for an extra minute, just to be on the safe side, because we're talking about reheating chicken here and we don't want to take any risks. And we beat again. Wow. So let's do the test again on another one. Now these I know are cooked because it's so hot to touch them and to separate them. So let's go again. And let's do the test. And yes, that is absolutely piping hot, and those chicken nuggets are ready for serving. So you can use your favourite air fryer box again if you want to. You got at McDonald's. There you go. They're all back in there. They're ready for serving and enjoying, and you could just have them with your favourite sauce. I've made the mistake of coming back from McDonald's without any sweet and sour sauce, which I'm absolutely heartbroken about, but it was late last night and I was tired, so I'm going to find some mayonnaise for these. So for the McRoll with cheese, as we call it in Portugal, we have them still in our Macadam's bag. And in case you're wondering, they really are the same as a quarter pounder. Like I said, it's just in France, Spain, Portugal, Italy and such like. They work on metric, so they have no idea what a pound of something actually is. So as you can see, they're just the classic quarter pounders, and they're a brilliant size for reheating in the air fryer because they're not too big and they're not too small, and they are just fantastic for a quick reheat. You can do one, of course, at once, or you can do two like we are doing. And then you just place them into the air fryer basket like that, and then it's time to set the time and temp. So first of all, turn your air fryer on. You're looking for a temperature of 160 Celsius, which is the same as 320 Fahrenheit. And then you are looking for a cook time of 3 minutes, and then press start. And we beat. Now the cheeseburgers have done the bit with the burger top side up, it's time to turn them over. And as you can see the cheese has wonderfully melted on them as well, which is fantastic because you don't get that when you originally buy them. And now it's time just for another 2 minutes on the other side. We're setting the same time and temp, 160 Celsius, and a cook time of 2 minutes. And we beat. Oh wow, them burgers smell absolutely delicious, and I can't wait to tuck in and try them. But what I recommend you do first is that you double check to make sure it's piping hot in the centre. So just chop into it, put your finger down the middle, and you want to check to see if it's piping hot. It isn't, so we're putting them back in for a little bit longer. I'm putting that one back in or that way up because otherwise some of the filling will fall out if I turn it over. So we're just going to put it on for a couple more minutes and then see how they're doing. And we beat. And wow, those burgers are actually sizzling, so you can tell that they're absolutely properly cooked now. You know, it's and it's kind of too hot to handle. And then if you put a knife through your burger in the middle to check, and it is hot. So now they're ready for serving. So what I recommend you do is you find your box and you load your burger back in, and then it's perfectly ready for serving, and you've got a reheated McRoll. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Recipe This family. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook and Pinterest. We also have a weekly newsletter at recipethis.com/newsletter where we share with you our latest kitchen gadget recipes, what we're cooking in the Milner kitchen and so much more. As well as this, we recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then whenever we have a new video, you will be the first to know. And if you want to know about all our future videos, then I recommend you hit the bell for instant notifications. But even better, we now have a podcast. It's called Magic with Gadgets. Simply search Magic with Gadgets on your favourite podcast player and you'll find us there.